Alrighty, so previously, the group of you had found yourselves starting an initiative against the jungle dragon. Your task was to display your dominance in this space, and you fairly did well. Aeolus was blasted by lightning, along with the bloody pup, who's rapidly disjuncted and shunted back to its little pocket plane, later to be resummoned by Gunnan. But the group of you managed to triumph over the jungle dragon with the appearance of a tentative new ally, as Owlin individual who had descended from flying by and seeing this fight happen in what is one of the few truly open spaces of the jungle through which you've traveled, and managed to assist and lend some healing aid to the group of you, while playing whack-a-mole with a bush. The group of you concluded your fight as the jungle dragon was sufficiently injured to draw itself away and decided to flee. You've dominated the space and shown yourselves to sort of be in charge of this territory now, making it safe for the group of you to camp in this space. Introductions were had, and the two furbolgs to whom you've been introduced and somewhat traveling with over this time have made mention of this being that was the second to last trial the group of you needed to undertake. Presently, the only remaining... there was two left at that point. The one remaining at that point was to be had begin in the early hours of the morning. The group of you rested, recuperated, and were woken when Umuran was prepared for you. You sat around a fire and partook in a ritual to sacrifice your own innocence. You were asked to acquiesce to the realities that you face, the dangers that lie ahead, and the consequences of failure. The opening of these henges is directly against the actions of the kami in generations past, and the gravitas of that is not to be understated. They don't trust you, or didn't trust you. Maybe they're beginning to with these trials. And you ask to understand what it is that you're asking. Siegfried offered the musical instrument his mother had crafted to the flames. Dunnan offered his tankard. Aeolus offered his arm. Willem was ignorant, either by true innocent admission or willfully naive, until it was pointed out that he needed to offer his book, the power that he draws from oblivion, a major piece of concern for these spirits that were talking through Umuran at this point. The book was offered. The offerings were accepted after a moment, and Umuran collapsed in exhaustion. Kira, after tending to Umuran, mentioned that one more thing still remains. There's a blight in the landscape near here. A monstrosity that needed to be dispatched without prejudice. With extreme prejudice, without hesitation, that had wandered into this area of the jungle. She led you, Umuran staying behind to begin his recovery process now that you had made the environment safe the day before. She led you through the jungle about 30 to 40 minutes until you came to a basin. The undergrowth here is not terribly difficult. There's a few thicker patches that might be difficult to move through. And the ledge of the basin gives this natural cliff face around a from the upper level to the lower level. The canopy is still high above you. As you approached, you heard the sort of a growling like hiss as a massive three-headed creature sort of crawled up over the edge. Kira had stayed a little bit further behind you, and you gather that this is the blight upon the landscape you are expected to remove. Let me bring you to the map. I should load for you in a moment. We are starting in initiative. Dunnan, Pup, Willem, Siegfried, Hellerast. This three-headed chimera-like creature. Aeolus and 10 bringing up the rear. 10 who is currently flying 15 feet above the ground. Your canopy height 10, and this space is 60 feet. Before it'd be a little bit dangerous to continue flying as opposed to making your way through branches. As we get started in initiative, beforehand, as this thing sort of crawls over the edge, Siegfried and Dunnan in the front, the two of you see the massive cat head in the center open its mouth and let out this massive roar that sort of reverberates and shakes you to your core a little bit. As its mouth still hangs open, you can see black ichor-like saliva dripping out of it. All of you are subjected to a horror save. Start with, if my macro would work. There we go. First one. Aeolus, you pass.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
Does my aura help in any way?
Does not.
Okay.
Aeolus, you pass. Decrease your bonus to future horror saves by 1.
Yep.
Dunnan, you fail. You gain a bonus for the future. Hellerast, Siegfried, and 10 all pass, and Willem fails. I'm gonna pull up Willem's sheet. So only Willem and Aeolus failed. That's disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks for 7 rounds. All right. Dunnan, top of the order. What do you want to do?
I'm still on the pup, right? So
Currently,
never
yes,
done
we're
that. So
mounted.
could I ride up to the chimera with the pup?
Sure.
Like, storm it?
Yeah, you have about a 15-foot, pretty sheer incline, like a big, 60-degree slope. What's the pup's movement?
I think 40, but let
40.
me double check. Where is it? 50 feet.
50? Okay. The pup would need to dash. Yeah, pup would need to dash to get up to about this space here.
Okay. And I would be able to take my actions then.
You would. Make me a athletics check for the bloody pup.
So
This is about
doesn't
sort of the
have-
power it has to exude to climb up this sheer incline without being slid back down. Good enough, yeah. I'll just token for you. There you go.
Okay.
Move up as you dash around the undergrowth. So that's the pup's everything.
Yeah. So he would just dash off and tell us this one looks like a real challenge this time. And one.
Attack, just straight attacking. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. A few things happen as you slam Basher into this creature, the side of its hide. You've gotten around to the right side of this creature, which is just covered in scales, and you can see it's got a tail that you didn't see previously that has this vicious-looking, like barbed hook on the end of it.
Sweet.
As the lizard-like head sort of turns and focuses on you as you sort of swung around, Basher impacts the side of this individual, and nothing seems to happen to it.
Nothing seems to happen.
Well, you know you hit this thing, like you got like a good solid hit. It doesn't seem like it cared at all about that attack.
Oh, seems like I have to use more force. He has no other idea than to hit it again.
No, you don't.
Nope.
It shifts out of the way on instinct from that second attack.
He's a little bit perplexed, so he's gonna use his bonus action cast Chill on Faith on himself. Just to...
Roll a d12 for me.
I dislike this start already.
2. You release the spell, Shield of Faith. You feel it start to take hold. You don't need to mark down your concentration. It's not necessary. As the shimmering energy radiates and encircles the chimera creature in front of you instead of you.
What? Okay. Do I mark down the spell?
Yeah, the spell slot's spent.
Cool. Love it. That's it.
It gains the benefit of your Shield of Faith. As we come around to Willem. Dunny, why'd you run off like that? He's going to try Grasp of the Void. Because Willem doesn't know what else to go with. Dex save. Fails, takes does not seem to care about the necrotic damage. That brings us to Siegfried.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is cast a spell on myself. I am going to use Guardian of Nature.
Okay.
And go into the tree form. Great tree.
Great tree. Your skin appears barky, leaves sprout from hair. You gain the following benefits. You gain 10 temporary hit points, con saves advantage, dex and wisdom based attack rules advantage, and 15 feet of you on the ground is difficult terrain. Cool.
Only for my enemies, though, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is the 15 foot aura. I am going to. Then with my bonus action, I'm going to go into archer form.
Okay.
Still have my movement. I have my attack. I have to double check how the range is on archer form.
I believe it's 60 feet.
Okay.
At least. Yeah, you're good. Even with the incline.
I am going to make a shot with my archery form, and I believe it's at advantage because of.
It's a wisdom-based
grade
attack.
3.
Yep. 19. Right, that is 9. Your arrow pierces through one of this thing's shoulders. It seemed particularly damaged by that shot.
I'll just yell out, radiant damage seems to work, and then I am going to move over here.
Yeah, go for it.
As I sort of, you see Siegfried kind of turn into a tree and then run into the other trees.
Alright. That brings us around to Hellerast. Alright.
Okay. Hellerast is gonna run up 30 feet. So cut the distance in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually 25 feet, I think. Don't want to get too close. And then she's gonna hit it with Spellfire Shortbow.
Okay, fantastic. While you're rolling that, I neglected. Siegfried, roll me a d12. Give yourself back your 4th level spell slot, Siegfried, and remove a 1st level spell slot.
Okay, does that mean that
Nope,
the
still-
Guardian of...
Still totally works.
Okay,
You just had to spend a 1st level, not a 4th level.
okay.
Ooh, nice roll, Hellerast.
And then I'm gonna do it at 3rd level.
Okay, sounds good. Make sure that you're determining the level before you roll the dice, okay?
Okay, yeah. I already knew that, though. We were just talking with Noah. I'd already decided 3rd level.
Okay. As these bolts sort of shriek out and impact this creature, be a 4th level spell, so that'd be 6 bolts, 7 bolts.
One,
because-
2 for each head.
Yes, I think it's 6 bolts. Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's 2 plus. You feed this energy into the bow, and these bolts sort of streak out, spiraling around vines and bushes and whatnot until they impact their targets. No effect.
Okay. Then just as my bonus action, I'm pulling out Corin.
Okay, sounds good. I got Corin right here set up for you. There you go.
Okay.
Where do you want Corin? Within 15 feet of you.
Within 15 feet of me, just as close as she can. Like
Okay.
right there.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, at the end of your turn, the Chimera is going to take its legendary action. Dunnan, the tail that you sort of clocked as you sort of clambered up here, makes a sudden strike towards you. 13 to hit. I do not believe succeeds.
No, sir.
No good. Okay. And then it is this creature's turn. It is going to start with a 2 attacks on you, Dunnan. So it's going to use its horns as it sort of turns and gauges this threat that you are. And it's a claws attack against you. 23 with the horns and 14 with the claws.
23 hits.
13 points of bludgeoning. It is not magical. So you do get your damage resist.
Yeah.
It is then going
That's
to
69.
move. its wings are going to flare open, and it's going to attempt to move down here. You get an opportunity
I'm
attack.
gonna. Yes. I'll take that.
12.
And I will use my channel divinity. I don't want it to move.
Does it cost you reaction to use your channel divinity?
No, it just happens when I attack.
Gotcha. Okay, so that is a hit.
And it's not moving because I've Sentinel.
Ah.
You're staying with me.
And then 2 more damage. There we go. With this style. As you...
Helly,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Helly's going to tell everybody not to get within 10 feet of her.
So you get this thing's wing, like, as it tries to take off, Dunnan, and get some altitude to prevent it from moving. The draconic head, that hasn't done anything yet, turns and snaps onto you. And exhales this noxious black gas that just sort of fills the space around you for a brief moment. And then there's, split second later, a few quick sparks. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Good thing I used my reaction.
18. Nice. Good roll. You take half damage.
Which is?
Oh my. So it would have been 39 points of fire damage. Instead, it's 19.
Sweet!
And what armor are you wearing, Dunnan?
Splint mill.
It is now permanently 1 point less effective. As this black, noxious cloud eats into the metal and leaves pockmarks upon it.
I just got that armor, man.
I know. That brings us around to Aeolus with 10 on deck. I'll adjust it on your sheet, Dunnan, if you want.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty. Aeolus. Going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and
Trying to get up top
is
to
he
it.
with? I'm trying to use one of my blood curses, but it's a range of 30 feet. So I'm trying to figure out what that angle would be. I think it's more than 30 feet.
No, it's not super high. I would say you're just within range. We'll call it just within range. You're good.
Alrighty. Then, as my bonus action, I'm going to amplify Blood Curse of the Binding.
Okay. So that is a strength save.
Yep, strength save has to be a
Got an 18.
14, so it saves.
Okay.
I take 3
Amplify
damage.
cures less for 1 minute. Good. Gotcha. Okay. You tell this thing's particularly strong, and as you sort of focus in on this and try to hold it in place, there's something that just sort of lets it elude your grasp.
Well then, I am going to attempt to Sacred Flame it.
Sure, that's a dex save.
Yep, because I am not within reach to try to get up to it.
All good. 15.
Just saves.
Yeah, doesn't seem particularly nimble as opposed to its raw strength, but this is new magic to you. You're not quite used to it yet.
Alrighty, that's my turn.
That brings us to 10. Currently 15 feet in the air, back where the party started. What are you doing?
I am going to advance. I believe. I was going to fly over here and hide behind the rock.
Okay.
And then from there, I wanted to cast a Sacred Flame on the creature.
Sacred Flame. Sounds good. That is a dex save. Go ahead and cast your Sacred Flame. I believe we set it up as a token action for you. Like if you just click your token in the top left-hand corner, it should pop up. It fails with a 14, so it takes 9 points of radiant damage. It seems like the radiant damage does have an effect, but not quite as much as you were hoping. This is it's taken radiant damage a few different times at this point. Anything else, Ted? You still have a bonus action if you'd like to spend it on anything.
I would like to cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. Roll me a d12, please. Okay. What does it look like as you go to cast this Shield of Faith?
A shimmering ball appears within my talons and then shoots forward to envelop Dunning.
Okay. Partway along the path, as you're launching it towards Dunnan, your intended recipient, the ball sort of winks out of existence, and you feel power flow back into you in a way that you don't expect. The spell slot is spent. You have advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw that you make. Alright. Shaken condition wears down. Dunnan. As the group of you are sort of finally finding your footing in this space, magic seems to interact strangely in this space. Not only is this creature seemingly changing how it's resisting the different attacks. It's taken Radiant specifically multiple times at this point, but something else is off in this space. But it is your turn. What'll it be?
Before we continue, did the pup also get blasted by that
It did.
poisonous gas?
You are correct.
Yeah, okay.
Roll me a dex save for the
Figured.
pup.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's gonna wink out of existence, I guess.
Yeah. A failure, yeah.
I fall on my ass. So.
Good looks.
Poof. Am I prone or?
Roll me an acrobatics check. 12 or higher, you're good.
Yep.
You did fall
Checks out.
prone. Yep.
Alright.
But you can stand up at this point, so.
Now you're really starting to piss me off. And he gets up. And let's try something else then. Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Roll me a d12.
Come on.
7. Oh my. Alright. You cast your spiritual weapon. It does go off. Let me grab your boot for you. I also need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, though.
Cool. I got plus 10 to that if I fail.
No, hopefully you don't. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll me a d6, please, on top of everything. Spell doesn't have a true target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Siegfried, roll me a wisdom saving throw. You're both fine. No effects. Your spell goes
Okay.
off. You have a spiritual weapon. 10 does not hit, but it is there next to the creature.
The weirdest shit is happening around this creature. Man, can I roll better, please?
No, you cannot.
I'm gonna use my
apparently.
inspiration. I'm gonna
Okay.
use my inspiration. I'm pissed.
Alright, so reroll. Oh my. Alright, you have one more attack.
Yes.
One hit through there. Solid.
Cool.
Okay. That is. Hold on. As Basher impacts it, you can see this sort of black ichor start to coat the head of Basher. Albeit, that is a magical weapon. It doesn't seem to be too particularly perturbed by the bludgeoning damage that you've just dealt to it, though. It definitely had some effect, but not as much as you were anticipating.
I still dump in a smite.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, he's pissed.
Second level smite.
Yes.
Alright. 18. Anything else done?
Nope.
Alright. At the end of your turn, it is
Yes.
going to spend its legendary action to use its envenomed tail on you. That is a 27 to hit you.
Sure.
Okay. You do get to make a Constitution saving throw against poison, so you have advantage on that. 21 succeeds. So you do not get the rider effect of the poison. You do still take the poison damage, but you're resistant to that. So it's 7 points of piercing, non-magical. So that's reduced to 4 because of Heavy Armor Master. And 3 points of poison halved to 2.
Up to 2. So
Yeah.
6 damage.
Yeah, 6 total. Not much. And you feel the poison sort of pulse for a moment, but you shake off the additional effects of it. And that'll bring us to Willem, who is going to attempt to cast Fault, but he has disadvantage. Still hits, just barely, thanks to your kind shield of faith you provided to my Chimera. Willem will spend...
You're welcome.
Willem will spend his turn shouting out a lot of information. It is immune, currently, to acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, psychic, thunder, slashing, piercing. It is currently vulnerable to force and necrotic. It is currently resistant to bludgeoning, and that is it. And that'll bring us to Siegfried.
So it's immune to radiant damage now?
No, Radiant wasn't mentioned at all.
Okay.
No.
Vulnerable to force.
I want to do a perception
Currently.
check.
Okay.
See what else is around us besides this Chimera.
Okay. Be your action to do so.
Yep.
Alright, go for it. Very good. You take a good view of the land around you. It seems like this thing has totally controlled this space. As you're sort of taking things in, you can see a few small sort of blight marks on trees, little blips of sort of darkened sap starting to ooze and blight the trees here and there. It doesn't look like it has just onset, like in the last few seconds. It seems like maybe it's an ongoing process, but it is present within the space. You don't see any other creatures that concern you at the moment. It's just, you sort of take this in, that this reminds you of a different place, but not quite as far along as that other place.
Siegfried just yells out to Aeolus, "It's like the pinwood in here. At least starting to be. Where is the nearest blighted tree?"
They're all over.
Oh, they're
Virtually
all
all of the trees in this space have, and it's not like the pinwood where they all have this darkness to them. It's like a pockmarked. There's an infection.
Is there one area that's more infected than the others, or
Not-
is it just
Not that stands out to you.
okay? I tell Dunnan to switch to silvered weapons. Or anyone who doesn't
I
have
don't
regular
have any.
I tell Aeolus start using silver. Then with my bonus action, I'm gonna do another arrow.
I forgot to give it the damage from fault. Never mind.
I believe I'm in range, so I'm just gonna stay where I am.
24 hits, 9 points of radiant. You find some purchase. It doesn't seem particularly perturbed by the radiant, but it doesn't seem like it's resisting it either at this point. Still looks pretty healthy though. Anything else, Siegfried?
I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay, that brings us to Hellerest.
Okay, Helly's gonna run up towards Corin.
Okay.
She's gonna move up here. And she's gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. Currently, it is on a higher elevation from you, so you would need to get to its elevation if you wanted Spirit Guardians to have true effect on it.
Yeah, if I put the but if I give Corin concentration on that, does it follow Corin?
I think that's one of the features of the subclass. I can double check for you, but
Can you double check on that?
yeah. You are guided by Primal Spirit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Aided focus, so that's ancestors. Through our mind, that's reaction bonus to saves, instincts, dual consciousness. No, so it still chooses your. It can concentrate for you, but it still focuses for. But it's still focused on you. Pardon me.
Okay. Never mind then. She did not run forward. She steps
Oh,
back.
Pardon me, my mistake. It's built into Spirit Companion. Whenever you cast a Shaman spell with a range of self, you can have your Spirit Companion be the focus of that spell instead of you. It's not in the subclass, it's built in the class specifically.
Okay.
So, does Spirit Guardians have a range of self?
Yes.
Then yes, you can place it around Corin. Sorry,
Okay.
I got a water caught in my throat as I said that.
Okay. So I'm going to send Corin up the bank because she has no problems. I'm going to designate Dunnan and Bloody Pup, and everyone else is immune, of course.
Yep.
And that is that.
Okay. And you'll need to get a little bit closer so that way Corin doesn't disappear at the end of the turn.
Okay.
Yep.
So snugged up right there.
Awesome. All right, so we'll start with Spirit Guardians because it starts its turn in the aura. That makes a Wisdom save, I believe, right?
Yes.
All right. It gets a 19 on the save, which is a success, but go ahead and roll me your 3d8 radiant damage. 12 points. As the little animal creatures and spiders and stuff continue to swirl around and attack this thing, taking some chunks out of it. Still looks pretty good, starting to look rough. It comes to its
They're
turn.
butterflies, by the way. Little butterflies.
I like it. No other damage types have been done. It is going to start with a series of multi-attacks on you, Dunnan. It is going for a Horns and Claw attack on you once again. Horns is 23 to hit. Claws is 10 to hit.
And there's 3 hits.
12 points of bludgeoning, reduced to 9 because I have Heavy Armor Master. And it is then going to leave this space again. You get an opportunity attack, and I neglected it previously. Because it hit you with a melee attack, you have disadvantage on opportunity attacks because of its flyby feature.
Sweet.
So, you still get to try to make a swing, though. 12.
So fuck up.
13, also no good. I don't think it's that concerned with you anymore. It is hovering 15 feet off the ground here. Let me find the little wings. There we go. So, same elevation as you are, 10. And it's going to exhale this noxious black gas as the third part of its attack over Helarast and Aeolus. I need dex saves from the both of you as it sparks the gas and triggers the combustion. Helarast and Aeolus. Do either of you have any things that you would like to add to your saves?
I do not have anything to add to my save.
Alrighty. That is going to be damage in that case.
Let's go.
Low damage. 29 points of fire to both of you.
Wait, sorry.
Wait, how about heavy armor master?
Nope. That's a bludgeoning,
Nope.
slashing, piercing.
Sorry, for some reason I thought Cosmic Omen had a range, but it is... Oh no, it is 30 feet. Never mind.
What is that? I think it
Never
is.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 feet. I got fixed up on the creature you can see. Never mind.
Oh, gotcha.
So 27?
29 points of fire damage to both of you.
Okay.
Neither of you have magical armor on, correct?
No, I did not put on.
Nope.
All right. Both of your armor is marred and pockmarked by this noxious ichor smoke. I'll adjust it on your sheets respectively as we come around to Aeolus. It's going to move
So,
5 more feet.
so what? My armor class goes down by 1.
Yeah, I'll adjust it manually myself. Don't worry about it.
I did mine. Don't take
So
Jeez.
it's 16 now, Helarast, because your split
Yeah.
gets worse. Helarast, you also carry a shield, do you not?
Not at the moment, no.
Is it on you?
I do.
No, it's grayed out on my sheet.
No,
My breastplate and my
not equipped, but you carry it with you, correct?
I guess so, yeah.
Your shield gets worse as well.
So my armor class now drops to a 13. Okay. It's not changing what I'm gonna do.
This thing seems to be particularly dangerous to anything that has metal components that are not protected. Why is your...
So,
Why do you have ring leather... Oh, this is your ring leather armor?
yeah.
Did you go in and adjust the mods down to 12? Is that what you just did?
I just unequipped my shield for the moment, since both would lose the 1.
Here you go. So for those of you who want to know what I'm doing, so when you go into your items on the right side by the weight, there's a little tiny button that shows up when you highlight it of the eye, like the little eye for information.
Oh, you can change.
And then in the mods section of that item, once you open it up and it says AC like colon something, I've manually adjusted them to show the new value.
Okay.
So, barring their repair by a smithy, these things are damaged. They're not irreparably damaged yet, but they are damaged.
Cool. All right. So, you're gonna have to let me know if you'll allow this. Aeolus is going to use the tree that he's next to
Okay.
and lunge himself forward with levitate to try to get onto this creature.
You know, we called it before you were
I
in the
knew it.
voice channel. We were like, it's not a character thing, it's a player thing. He wants to rattle with the
Yes.
creature. I knew it was gonna happen.
Oh, predictable.
Had to happen.
Levitate's an action, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Make me a acrobatics check. This is about aiming. You are still shaken, so you have disadvantage on this because it's an ability check.
And I'm shaken because
Because you failed the horror save against this creature.
I thought I succeeded the horror save because I went down from a -1 to a -2.
Oh, you're correct. Who was the? It was Willem. Who would say it fails? Aeolus. Oh yeah, you
I
succeeded.
did.
Oh, it was Dunnan.
I had like a 17.
No, that was the second save, Dunnan. You got an 11. You should have been rolling
Yeah.
disadvantage attacks up to this point. No, I don't think that changes too much.
Nope.
All right, so
So yeah, you're
with
good,
my
Aeolus.
big one.
7. Okay. So you aim yourself best you can, heat of the moment, launch yourself with levitate. Are you releasing the levitate spell like partway
So,
through?
it's-
Are you just using it to gain altitude effectively, and then releasing it to get your arc to try to land on this thing?
Yes. So
Okay.
so full intention, I was going to use it to gain the 20 feet in altitude and use the tree to push off of. And then
Okay.
once I got close enough, I was just going to release it to try to grab onto it.
Okay. So your aiming was shit. Like you were
Nuts.
wide. You were real wide. Make me a dex saving throw with disadvantage to try to grab onto one of this thing's legs or tail. Nice save, jeez. Without having to fall the 20 feet past it. You managed to grab onto one of its hind legs. So currently you are dangling from this thing 15 feet in the air.
Hey, where the fuck you think you're going?
Anything else,
Uh,
Aeolus?
I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
I haven't used a bonus action. You know what? I'm gonna blood curse of them arced.
Okay. Is there a save for that, or is that just happens?
It just
Bonus
It's-
action.
what?
30 feet of your-
that's not what I wanted. Oh,
Brand of
it's the
castigation,
brand.
which is when you hit with an attack.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, good. So that's it for you. End of your turn. It's going to spend its legendary action and use its envenom tail on the parasite clambering onto its leg. 22 to hit you.
That hits.
I need a con save against poison.
I am immune to poison.
Okay, never mind then. You take 3 points of piercing damage then.
Is
And
that all you got?
That question has ended well for you in the past. You come around to
With
10.
my 29 hit points.
Come around to 10.
Prepare your next character.
What'll it be, 10?
Since I heard that necro damage is great against this creature, I'm going to use Toll the Dead.
Nice. Alright. Toll the Dead. Good damage. Injured 21. Wisdom 16.
I like the animated spells.
Yeah.
That fails. Got a 12. That is 42 points of necrotic damage.
Sweet.
Ooh.
With a cantrip.
It was vulnerable at that moment. Make me a perception check, Tad. As it gets enveloped by this particularly damaging energy. You see its forms shift slightly. It takes the full damage, and it was vulnerable, so it takes double damage. And then you see its energy shift slightly, and now it seems to, as the very tail end of the energy starts to dissipate from its form, you can see it sort of fall off more rapidly than you think. You get the feeling that this thing has resistances and immunities and vulnerabilities that vary based on how you interact with them. That's your action. You still have movement and bonus. What do you want to do?
I want to use my movements to get up into the tree.
Sure. You have 30 feet of movement, so 6, get up to 9. So just straight up?
I'm going up and closer to the center of the tree, so I have more brush covering me.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'll say you find a spot, best cover you can find. It's about half cover, plus 2 to your AC from ranged attacks. Anything else with the bonus?
I would like to use healing word on Aeolus.
Sure. Roll me a d12. What level are you casting healing word?
Level 1.
Level 1. Sounds good.
Spencer, just a question.
Yeah.
My levitate didn't kick off anything, did it?
It did not. That was
Ah.
built into you, however, not a slot.
Right, okay. Slowly learning things.
And 10, 10, can you roll me a d12, please?
I used the... Oh, right. That's for the wild magic.
Yeah. 12. Nothing seems to go awry. Receive your healing, Aeolus.
Yay! Almost back to full.
Yeah, that's a sad state in itself. As we come around to Dunnan.
Well, Dunning got hit pretty bad, so he's gonna spit out some blood. Where are you going? And I'll send... Is it in the air now?
It is. Yeah, so it's got the 3 on the little wing, so it's 3 squares up, so it's 15 feet in the air.
Can the mug get to it with its movement?
Mug moves 20 feet.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's on the same elevation as you guys are. You and
Yeah.
Corin are currently.
I'll try to hit it. I roll like shit today, man.
Oh,
Okay.
my. Yeah.
Nice. And since I'm not gonna hit it, I'm casting command on it.
Command. Oh, wonderful. Roll me a d12. What command are you giving?
Oh no.
Down. A crobble or a...
Gravel?
Yeah.
Okay. 1.
Yes! Yes!
Spell goes off normally.
Cool.
And so, wisdom save?
Yes, I guess. I don't know.
I believe so, yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
That is a 15. What is your spell save DC?
15, man.
Oh,
It's it.
just barely, yeah. Good attempt.
Well.
Yeah. Because that would have dropped it all
Oh.
into the ground.
I go over to the edge. That's it.
Alright. That brings us around to Willem. Donnie, should I send it? Aeolus?
Hit it!
Hit it, send it, whatever.
Okay. Aeolus, roll a dex save.
Would this be a disadvantage because I'm holding on?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Woo!
That was either way. Aeolus, you mind rolling me a d12, please?
Are you within 10 feet of me? Then you get a +4.
Ah, you succeed. And the Shadow Flame Blossom functions normally. The creature doesn't seem to care, though. As it hadn't taken
Cool.
fire damage yet. So Aeolus, you take 15 points of fire damage. Nothing
Shit.
happened. Sorry.
Oh, Aeolus looks a little worse.
Didn't Willem know that it was immune to fire damage?
Based on Ten's observations,
No, because of its fault spell.
yeah, but now it's not immune to fire damage anymore. Based on the observations of the fight so far,
So it's now immune or not immune?
not immune anymore.
I thought it didn't take any fire damage right now.
So as more things are used against it, and as Ten has observed, and the group has sort of figured out from the Radiant as well, its resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities change as things touch it.
So okay.
So Willem has changed it from being immune to fire damage with that. Brings us to Siegfried.
I'm gonna try and shoot another arrow at it to see if it's still can take radiant damage.
Yep, go for it. You still have advantage. You got your
Yep.
wooden oak daddy form.
Yeah. It's like bark skin to the next level.
19 definitely hits. 11 points of radiant seems to function normally.
Okay.
No.
Then I am going to use my what do you call it?
Action.
Action for my starry map to cast guiding bolt without a spell slot.
Okay. Go ahead. 18 hits, just barely. 9 points of radiant. Real poor damage on that. Jeez.
Yeah, that was not that
Trip
great.
ones.
But that is my turn.
Awesome. And it is now glowing with that radiant energy.
I might actually just move a little bit.
That'll bring us to Hellerast after you move, and then the Seeker-blooded Chimera on deck.
Okay, so Corin is going to move her whole 30 feet till she can get as far up into this tree as possible so that she's within the 15 feet of the Chimera for her spirit guardians.
10 feet down, 10 feet. So you get... I'd say it gets 10... Corin can gain 10 feet of altitude. Does Corin have a built-in climb speed, or is it just a flat speed? I think it's just...
No, just a plain old speed of 30. No
Okay.
no climb.
Alright. So it just barely gets into like part of the creature on the edge of the aura.
Okay.
She only gets to about your sort of shoulder height, which just barely touches the creature.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do.
We'll come around to that one at the end of your turn, because it'll happen on the chimeras.
Okay. And then I am going to move. Oy vey, let's see here. Going to move to here.
Okay.
And try and seek. I don't remember Willem saying anything about thunder damage. I'm going to try one of the earrings of shattering.
Awesome. That's a con save, correct?
Yes.
Shatter spell. As you release the shatter contained within the item, you do not have to roll wild magic. It's the reverberating energy sort of flows over this thing's form temporarily. The very end, it seems to sort of wince, indicating this change, but it is immune to the thunder damage to start with.
Okay.
Seems like you've sort of broken through that barrier, and now it might be something else. But
Then that's my turn.
all right, that'll bring us to the Chimera.
Aside from, can I toss Dun on a healing potion?
I'd say that'd be an action to
Okay.
toss
No,
it over
never mind.
again. Yeah. Wisdom 14 against Spirit Guardians. What's your spell save?
My spell save is 16.
Takes full damage.
Yay!
6 points of radiant. This thing is looking pretty rough at this point. Just roll for recharge. Oh, lovely. Aeolus, you look like food hanging onto its leg. It is going to unleash a full series of multi-attack on you. That's a bite with the dragon
You could
head,
try.
horns, and claws. Alright, the bite is 23 to hit.
Hits.
10 points of piercing damage.
Let's go.
The horns are a crit.
Yeah.
15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The claws are a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
12 points is slashing damage.
That's an automatic 2 fail.
Are you down after the second? Sorry, are you down after the horns?
Yes, I am.
Oh, cool. You fall. You fit because you're no longer holding on. And you're at 1 failure. And that means it's going to descend and attack. Let's see. Who's nearest that's burdened it? Helleras most recently went after it, and that gets it out of that stupid aura. Helleras, does a 17 hit you?
Now it does, yes, thanks to his freaking black cloud.
Alright, take 12 points of slashing damage, please.
Okay.
Aeolus is down and has 1 failed death save, prone on the ground. Hellerast, if you'd like to, you can make an opportunity attack.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go for it. It is at disadvantage because of its flyby. It hit you with an attack successfully, but you can still try to hit it. Doesn't look to be in great shape.
Second earrings of shattering.
You need to use a weapon attack.
Oh, I have to do a weapon attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Unless you have the Warcaster feat.
Yeah. You need Warcaster,
No, I do
and
not.
then it has to be a spell that
Okay.
has a specific target, not an AoE. You have a spear, correct?
I have a spear. I have a hurley. Yeah, I'll just throw the great spear. See what we can do.
Make a stab at it.
I'll just stand there, throw a spear.
All right, you're on track for the right thing. It is disadvantage, but so far you're looking pretty good. Give it another roll.
Roll another crit.
I was rolling on normal.
Okay, just roll another d20.
Okay.
Because when it hits you with an attack, you have disadvantage on opportunity attacks against it.
Okay.
10. So it's not a crit. 18 is exactly what you need to succeed, thanks to Dunnan's kind Shield of Faith. So you do still get 10 points of piercing damage to it. It does seem to be immune to that piercing damage initially. It is no longer immune to said piercing damage, though. All right. That's its entire turn. That brings us to Aeolus. Only a death save. Oh my god.
Please don't roll a 1.
Oh my god, Aeolus.
He's
The rest
dead.
of you watch as on the ground, after taking the Shadow Flame Blossom, see these 2 attacks, losing his grip, falling, pancaking onto the ground. Aeolus' form just sort of lays there. You see his chest not moving. And Aeolus barely rolls back over at 1 HP.
Oh, he did
You're
it,
not-
Dunnan.
Getting away from me that easily.
You're prone at 1 HP.
Yep.
Go for a second round.
And that's the start of my turn, right?
Start of your turn, yeah, you get to take your turn normally.
Cool.
Oh,
Awesome.
natural 20.
Stand up.
Half your movement.
You. Son of a bitch. And Aeolus is going to use the rest of his movement to move closer to this thing.
Okay. It's about 20 feet off the ground at this point. Where you are, it's 5 feet above the ledge.
Okay. Aeolus is going to.
Natural 20 on a death save. God damn.
Oh, well, I didn't have to roll the death save because of the Ghost Lantern.
Ah. You are correct.
So it stabilizes me.
Stabilizes, and yeah. So you still are able to get up.
Okay.
With the natural 20, but
Awesome.
No.
All right, I'm gonna sacred flame this person.
okay.
I'm gonna try to.
Dex save. 14.
Meets it, beats it.
Oh.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. It doesn't have a good dex bonus. It's got +0.
I'm just gonna scream at it. I'm just gonna like grab a random item from my pocket, just throw it. Just like it's not leaving.
All right. As you pay the creature for its services, we come around to 10. What'll it be 10?
10 is shocked that Aeolus is ready to charge in despite being so grievously injured. And decides that in order to keep the party alive, she needs to cast Mass Healing Word
Okay.
at level 4.
Cool. Roll me a d12.
Oh no.
Yes, please. Screw us over. Come on.
Is that not right?
Slash roll.
Slash before.
Oh, thanks.
Slash
Heal the
R.
creature. Heal the creature. Heal the creature.
10. Okay. Go ahead and cast your Mass Healing Word. So 15. How many people can you target with this? 6?
I can target up to 6, so I'm hitting
Alright.
Aeolus, Hellerast, and Dunnan.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
anyone else needs it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
You don't want to target the creature at all? Right.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You all gain are the recipients of 7 points of healing.
7. Yeah.
Indeed.
Seems not quite as effective as you were hoping, but you were able to force the magic through there. 10.
Oh.
That's only your bonus action, though. You still have an action.
Yeah.
You're higher in elevation than it, so you're good.
I know. I think I want to try Pull the Dead again.
Sure. Wisdom save. Necrotic. Okay. Fails the save. Got a 12. 16 points. Where previously it was vulnerable to necrotic, this time it seems to resist the effects of it. You'd still get some damage through, though.
Okay.
So, let me move necrotic along. There we go. All right. Anything else? 10. Movement or staying put?
I'm going to fly across into the tree that's slightly closer, next to. No, actually, I'm gonna stay right where I am.
Okay.
I don't trust that thing, and I don't want to be near it.
That brings us to Dunnan. They're having a party.
Dunnan is first gonna chuck his greater healing potion.
Okay. Bonus
Yes.
action. Chug it down.
Which is 44. Right.
44 plus 4. Yes.
Okay.
Jesus.
Nice. Holy
Oh,
shit! I'm
wow.
really,
9
Yeah.
points.
oh man. Checks out. Okay. And he's gonna try again and command the creature, and this time he's gonna command it to come.
Okay.
Not come. Come here. Like.
All right. Roll me a d12, please. And it makes a
hate
wisdom save. Hate wild magic. 10. Spell functions normally. You're good. It rolls a 3. You feel it take effect.
Cool.
It's coming closer.
It's coming.
So approach, moves towards you the shortest possible route, ending its turn with if it moves within 5 feet of you. Cool.
Does command end if it takes damage?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
read it, but I always miss things when I'm reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Willem's going to try another fault. He still has disadvantage. Yeah, no. The beam of undulating energy to interpret what it does goes wide. Does he have Quicken spell? He does. He'll spend sorcery points. He'll try it again.
Yeah, I feel like Quicken
No.
is the only thing he spends sorcery points on.
No good there. So that's Willem's turn. And that brings us to Siegfried.
Yeah, I'm going to do another test shot with the radiant damage
Yeah, go for it.
to see if my arrow hits.
Yeah. Hits, deals damage.
Okay.
No problem.
Cool. Then I will do another guiding bolt through my starry map.
Okay, go for it. 25. That hits 16 points of damage. This thing is barely holding on.
And I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to try to keep its attention on me instead of Aeolus.
Okay. That'll bring us to Hellerest with it on deck.
Okay, so Helly's gonna move. Let's see here. She'll just stand in front of Aeolus. She'll get us pretty close
Okay.
to it, and she's gonna do the other earring.
Earring of Shatter. Sounds good.
Mhm.
That is another con save. No, rolls a 6. Real bad. Shatter. Let me pull up a shatter spell. Go ahead and roll. I believe it's 3d8 thunder damage. Yep. 3d8 thunder damage.
I love that spell.
8. And it was currently vulnerable to thunder since you broke through the immunity. So it takes 16 points of thunder damage. How do you want to do this?
Yes.
Cool.
Just pissed off as hell. She's gonna throw the thunder while flipping both birds. Just aim them at it, screaming, "Fuck you!" See what happens.
All right. The cacophonous energy sort of reverberates through this thing. You see its wings sort of just start to tear themselves apart as it's trying to hold together. It falls from that and drops hard into the ground, rolling down the embankment to land towards your feet. This black ichor, like blood, is oozing out from its form. It's viscous, like molasses. And it's rapidly destroying any of the plants upon which it has fallen. But that is going to take the group of you out of initiative.
Hellerest is gonna jump back real fast. Just to get away from the ichor.
Nice.
Aeolus
see-
is going to do the opposite and is going to get closer.
Okay.
And
I'm going to move you
collect
guys
them.
to the landing page. Alright.
Man, Guardian of Nature is a great spell for a Stars Cleric.
Yeah, disadvantage.
Yeah.
Especially when it only costs you a level 1 spell slot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
You rolled real well on that.
Yeah. That was exactly, I rolled exactly what I needed to do that entire fight.
Yeah, and Dunnan had
Well,
Dunnan
opposite
had
of
to,
me.
Yeah, you had to pass that stupid wisdom save, Dunnan. you are gonna become a bush.
Sweet.
You and someone else become bushes
Siegfried,
for
I
a
think.
round.
Was there an option to summon a unicorn like the? from a while
No,
back?
no, it's a smaller one.
Okay.
Make more predictable results. And there's some really good ones like maximizing the amount of damage or healing. Lowest level spell slot, you got that one.
Yeah, when I was DMing Out of the Abyss for the short time I did it, the party I was running for got stuck in a wild magic zone, and they were getting attacked by shadows, and they like summoned in a unicorn by accident, and it just stomped all the enemies for them.
Nice.
They barely got out of it.
Very good. All right, so in the immediate aftermath, Aeolus, you said you're rushing over to this thing as Heliras steps back.
Yeah. I'm gonna take out the silver great spear, and I want to investigate this creature's blood to go off of what Siegfried said to see if it is the same as the pinwood.
Make me a survival check with advantage. Your shaken condition expires as the source of it is no longer present.
Ooh, nice.
28. This seems to be the same ichor-like blood that you encountered with the wolves that you fought so many 10 days ago in the heart of the Pinwood when returning from Gogron's mission.
So
It is.
So they are the same? I go over to Aeolus.
This creature seems to be suffering the same fight as those wolves.
Or something is changing them.
Roll
I'm
me an
going to
investigation check as well, Aeolus.
Sure.
I'm going to Cosmic Omen Aeolus and give him Wheel, so I can
Okay.
add a D6 onto this.
Okay, go for it.
Just keep a track of it on my sheet. I use 2 guiding bolts,
2 bolts, first level spell,
and
and
I'm
wheel.
using one Cosmic Omen. So you get them to roll a D6. So many resources to keep track of.
Yep.
I will also use the
19.
Use the 4. Use the 4 Aeolus.
I will use the ale basher D4 every round, so 10d4 for everybody.
Oh, when it heals 10d4. Got it.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and
And
roll
Ellie-
10d4. And anyone who needs it can be the recipient of said healing. Aeolus, like looking over the creature as you're sort of messing with the blood, you were there pretty quick. You find the creature seems to be of this jungle, although the blood very much seems to be similar to that of the Pinwood. You do find sort of stuck to parts of its hide, like into the fur and a little bit underneath the scales on the one side, sort of just wedged in there, maybe from travel or from like from at some point. A few very interesting looking like seeds and stems that are just sort of have this prickly nature that's just sort of cling to things that are stuck in there that you managed to salvage from this creature's body before the black ichor coats over it.
Okay.
The creature's body is rapidly decomposing, though. You've seen this before.
Could I potentially do a nature check on the seeds?
Sure, go for it.
I'm going to enhance ability myself first,
Okay.
dropping out of Guardian of Nature, which I think ended anyways.
Roll me a d12.
Still in a wild magic flip.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 12.
Oh, you're good. No effect. Enhanced ability functions normally.
Yep, I'm going to do it on Wisdom, because that's nature, right?
Nature's intelligence.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll do it on Intelligence then.
All right, go ahead and make a nature check and 10.
Guidance.
Nice. All right, plus the guidance.
So it's Did that nature roll come through?
Yep,
plus
nature
the
roll
D4?
and D4 on top of that thanks to 10. 26. You know exactly what these seeds are. They're known as cinder flower seeds. They grow in volcanic loamy soil. You're not sure of where around here has that type of soil, but you identify these quite accurately.
While I'm looking at it, I'll just ask 10. While you were flying, did you happen to see anything that might have looked like a volcano?
I
Roll,
don't believe so.
roll me a percentile, please.
So D100.
Yeah, D100. Look higher than 66. You're looking for.
But then I also say to
Not sure.
Aeolus, I don't think the creature was causing the fluctuation in magic, though. It's still here.
That's
Kira has caught up to the group of you at this point. It's been a good minute since the battle has ended. 2 minutes or so. After hearing the sounds of combat and then no sounds of combat, she's carefully sneaking up to try to find out if you are all well.
You can come out. It's dead.
Thank you so much.
Just don't use any magic in this grove. It's chaotic.
Good to know. It used to be like that. Place feels different.
Yes, do you see these spots on the tree? I pointed out to her.
She takes a look, scrunches up her nose, sniffs them. I'll have to speak with Humaran, see if we can try to help.
Yes, this affliction on the trees here, it's much more advanced where we came from. By our home. It's one of the things we came here to try and stop, but here it doesn't look like it's taken as deep a root as our homeland.
Maybe we'll be able to intercede then.
And I show out the seeds. This creature apparently came from a volcano.
There's no active volcanoes near here that we know of. There is a dormant one a few leagues north of here.
I think that's our best bet.
I think we should investigate it.
Yeah.
It's
Before we go, did we pass our trials now? Are we finished with that?
you have.
Do you
You've-
trust us now?
I trust you. I believe Umarun and the Kami do as well.
Well,
I
great.
had hoped a little bit more ceremony. I prepared these for you. If you'd like to wear them, it's not necessary. But she presents to the group of you a series of small woven bracelets, made out of vines. The group of you, including you 10, although you have a little bit of a rider on yours, gain the following benefit. You gain a deep connection to the natural world, allowing you to tap into the energy of the land and seek answers and small advice from those whose trust you have earned. You can commune with the spirits of nature to gain advantage on a skill check, saving throw, attack roll, or attack roll related to survival, nature, or interacting with plants and animals. You can use the ability once, and you regain the ability to do so when you complete a long rest. You must choose to use this advantage before you roll. Additionally, you gain the ability to cast Speak with Plants spell once without expending a spell slot, and regain the ability to do so when you gain a long rest.
Ooh, Siegfried puts it on right away.
Cool.
And, could you put that text somewhere?
I just added it to you, and it's in the journals.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
10. You gain the ability to get the advantage the once per day, you do not gain the ability to speak with plants.
Got it.
Because you did not participate in the second to last trial. But you did aid them. Nor the first, pardon me, because you weren't with them for the first. So, you gained some benefits.
So we are going to investigate the dormant volcano, right? Looking for those and I point to the seeds. Those seeds?
If you travel, roughly, I'd say 18 leagues, northeast of here, there's a series of 3 somewhat overlapped mountains. To the outward observer, that is the only remnants of the volcano.
I say, you wouldn't happen to have a better map for this area, would you?
I'm afraid not, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Siegfried just tries and listen to her and sketches out like a rudimentary sort of map in his journal based on her descriptions,
Okay.
just so we can remember the 3 mountains or whatever landmarks that she's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're going to take a long rest before we do this.
Yes, I think we should definitely rest before we hike off into the jungle.
What are you talking about? We just woke
Dunnan
up.
seems to be pretty on fire.
And I mean, 10, you're not obligated to come with us if I know you're looking for your home, right?
I think I'll tag along for the time being. I don't think you all can keep yourselves alive, and it's probably safer for me to be with some warriors.
I'll
Oh,
go
God,
with
my
Jonas. You might be right about that.
What? I don't know what you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
you should
You
hear the
experience it for firsthand.
I mean, it's not even
see?
the first time it's happened. You should have seen the time where Dunnan ran headfirst into a wall, knocked himself out, and then got up again immediately afterwards.
Well,
The
not
most
by
amazing-
choice, right?
Might have been the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I was made by the stupid mayor, I tell.
It was like a rhino.
So I will offer my
So-
services as a healer in exchange for protection until our paths diverge.
And I mean, we can definitely at least keep an eye out for your settlement while we're walking around. Are there any
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any sort of landmarks that your settlement was near, like a mountain, a river, a valley?
It's very much settled in the heart of mountains.
Okay, so we're probably quite far, but okay.
I have
our
things
best.
that I need to find before I return home anyway.
Sounds good. I mean, you've just helped us, and I was trying to figure out a way how we can return it, but that's all we can do at the moment, I think.
So, if the group is going to take the rest of the day, considering we just woke up, as like an easy, relaxed day, I would like to investigate to see how far the corruption has spread in this area.
Okay. Over the course of the day, the remainder of the day, roll me 2 perception checks, please. And a survival check. So, as you sort of fan out from this place where you did battle, not very far at all. It seems that one sort of depression in the ground, roughly 300, 400 feet across, like this small, like, sort of sinkhole that the group of you had sort of wandered into. And everything within that space has been just beginning to get blighted. The trees on the upper levels are not currently showing any symptoms of this corruption or this blight.
Okay.
And at most, it looks like little specks of sort of black with few veiny sort of tendrils sort of reaching out to them. This discoloration upon the barks of the trees. Let's go ahead and
Okay.
do our mid-session break now. About 6-ish
Okay.
minutes or so.
Yeah. And
Okay.
just to clarify, our aid HP goes away after the long rest, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll do our break now. Come back in about 6-7 minutes, roughly. And we'll jump into more shenanigans.
Awesome.
Cool. See you in a bit.
Alright, getting back into it. The group of you are resting at this point, presumably not in the space of wild magic.
Oh,
Recuperating slowly. Does anyone have any particular things that they want to do during the day besides Aeolus looking at trees?
Oh, then I would probably sit down with that weird hammerhead and try to, I don't know, listen at it, speak with it, get a feel for it.
You're thinking, you're really trying to hammer your thoughts down. Not sure.
Up to me.
Yeah. It's
Not
a
the smartest,
hammerhead.
so-
Yeah, nothing really comes to you on your immediate inspection. It feels cool to the touch despite the warm weather that you're traveling through. Although now your armor has nice air
Upmarked.
conditioning ports in it that have been added to it against your will. So maybe it's not too hot for you anymore.
Could I bring some bark of that weird trees with me?
Where the blights are?
Yeah.
Sure. You can cut some out.
I'll bring some.
Okay. The trees themselves do not ooze black sap as you cut into the first one. But
Maybe
can add,
Adrian knows something to do with that.
add blighted bark, tier 1,
Nice.
to your inventory.
Brighted bark tier 1.
Yes.
That's not gonna bite me in the ass.
so was all of this to try to get a bone ball stone so that we could travel back?
No, nothing to do
asking
with the
if we're enough.
stone. We were just doing to get the trust of the locals. We still have no idea where a stone might be.
No, at least we figured out that the seeds do something to these creatures. I didn't find seeds on that first monster, that needle monster, right?
No.
No, I mean, I don't think the seeds do something to the creatures, just this creature was nesting in a place where these seeds were growing,
So we are
So-
investigating its nest then.
basically.
We're going to. Okay.
Or nest, or it spent enough time in this area to get these seeds stuck on its skin.
Hmm.
So,
Itty
It was
bitty
covering
baby
it.
chimeras?
What?
possible. But, it seemed like that creature was not natural. I don't know if they have babies like that, you know?
Roll me Arcana or Nature, your choice.
I will do nature.
That was a baby.
You are not sure.
Yep.
Would I be able to roll a nature check?
You certainly can, and that'll be the last roll on it. You are also not
I
sure.
will also, I was gonna guidance him. But, yeah. We're not sure.
I would say because it's a
A knowledge one.
knowledge, yeah, it's like instantly recalling something. There's not the opportunity of like, all right, I'm gonna jump across that chasm. Anyone can help me?
Yeah.
So.
No worries. Yeah, that's the only thing we can do is check it out.
Mhm.
I hope we do not find its mate waiting for us there.
I would go check on Umaran during our long rest, because I knew he had 5 points of exhaustion.
Yeah, he's coping fine. Kira's placed him within the little cave that the jungle dragon had previously inhabited. Now that this area has been made safe, he's recuperating. He's down to about 3 at this point. He shows remarkable skill at recovering himself. But he's still in rough sorts. But do you speak with him at all?
Yeah, I just says, you seem a lot better than I thought you would be, Umaran. I'm impressed.
Thank you. Kira is a gifted healer. Although she is not the kindest individual when her instructions are not followed.
We have a few people in our party like that. Do you mind if I ask some questions about that creature?
What creature?
The one we just faced today.
You spend the time telling him about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That'll
then,
take the better part of your day to explain and then ask questions. But go ahead.
yeah, and I would just ask, do you know when that creature showed up here?
Kira and I were aware of it maybe 10 days ago. It had come from somewhere driven away from what must have been its nesting grounds by something.
Worse.
Maybe. Or lack of prey. Could be many things that cause predators to change, as we've just demonstrated the day before. You drove a particularly nasty predator from these lands so that way it could be made safe for us to complete our rituals. It could have been driven out by competition.
Do you think a creature like that was attracted to the wild magic in that area, or was it
It's possible.
just a coincidence?
It's possible. Maybe felt a kinship to it.
Was it first seen in the area where the wild magic was, or was it first seen elsewhere?
We knew of its presence. Whispers in the jungle told us that this thing was nearby and it had invaded the space. But we had not seen it ourselves until Kira went and saw the body, I suppose. We knew its location, but did not know where it came from.
And its location didn't change.
No, it stayed in that hollow.
Must have thought it was safe. Or safer. Are there other areas of wild magic nearby that you know of?
Not nearby. Nearest one is many leagues to the southwest. I've been there once in my life. It is where the King's Road ends.
Where the King's Road ends. You see Siegfried sort of writing this all down in his journal. So if we are heading to where we believe this creature nested, we're going in the opposite direction of that wild magic zone, I believe.
Yes. Based on what you've said, and the seeds, I would suspect as much. The beginning or end, depending on, I guess, where you start, of the King's Road meets the jungle. 30 to 40 leagues from here.
And if this is, say this is the beginning of the King's Road, where does the King's Road end?
I'm not sure. I have not traveled it myself. It used to run all along the jungle, but the jungle takes back things that run through it.
Makes sense.
So I say it begins and ends there, but that's what has survived the overgrowth.
Perhaps if we don't turn anything up at the volcano, investigating southwards might be prudent, but thank you for the information, Umaran.
You're welcome. I'm going to take another nap before Kira tends me.
One more thing. Is there anything you would want us to do while we are in the north? Anything you want to keep an eye out for, or forage, or whatnot?
We are well stocked. Keep yourselves safe. He looks at E10. I hope you find your way, wherever it may be. Looks back at you, Siegfried. You all take care of each other, in case I do not see you before you depart.
We'll definitely try to do that. Thank you.
He sort of nods and carefully lays back down into the bedroll. One by one, the group of you accomplished your goals for the remainder of the day and turn in for a comfortable night of sleep.
I would resummon the pup.
Certainly.
Oh, sorry, friend.
Just sort of flops one ear to the side as it cocks its head and looks at you. It doesn't know it.
Nasty creature it was.
The group of you rest in safety and comfort, confident between your actions with the jungle dragon, gaining the trust of the kami, and removing this blighted creature from its misery and damage upon the landscape. You are very safe, especially with Kira's watch as well. She spent the day meditating. She will keep watch over the night. The group of you reach a milestone, which is a feat.
Ooh.
So everyone gains 1 feat. I believe this is your 5th one, correct?
Yes.
Anyone have any idea what they're gonna take?
I have to spend
I
some time
didn't-
looking.
I didn't expect it to know.
There are a lot of cool new feats for melee people from the Giants book, which is kind of cool.
I haven't looked at that
Yeah.
one yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So give us some thought. You have opportunity. Hello, welcome back.
Thanks. And all of a sudden, everybody just disappeared.
Oh, good. So yeah, you reach your next milestone and you rest in the safety required to hit said milestone because you've made the space safe and garnered allies in the space. So you are able to advance said milestone at this point. And then you set out the following day. Siegfried, I assume you are leading the caravan of the group of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like a little bit more of a fast travel pace. Yeah, we're going to. So I have the map up. You guys don't know the map, but I know the number of hexes needed and the direction. You know your bearing is north by northeast. Go ahead and roll me a. Do you have the always knows north feat?
Yep.
Okay.
I do
So
have
you don't
that.
need to roll a check for that. Just roll me a survival check for staying on that bearing,
Okay.
despite having to move throughout the jungle.
I
this
am
is-
going to use the
So go
I'm
ahead.
going to use a wild shape to go into dragon form.
Okay.
So I can't roll below a 10.
Okay. And I would say because this is over the course of the day, you have multiple opportunities to sort of correct your course need be. So just make the roll at advantage, so we don't have to do like 6 rolls a day or something like that.
Sure. And I'll just use up all my wild shapes.
Well, don't we have another flyer in the party now?
Yes, but I think she would have to go quite high to get above the canopy.
Oh, okay.
It would be a little bit dangerous for her.
Nice done. That's 2 hit points per level.
Yeah, so 14 more, right? Because we're
Yeah.
level 7.
All right.
I think I'm gonna take
Well,
work in there.
Double the hit points of Aeolus now.
All right. You get a good 6 leagues taken care of during the first day, Siegfried. Does anyone have anything that they wish to do while the group is traveling? I know Willem will be looking for foraging supplies, but I don't know if anyone else has anything that they'd like to spend time on.
Well, before we leave, I want to take some time to prepare spells.
Okay.
I also, I guess, could have done that during the night hours because we had plenty of time resting.
Yeah, no worries. It'll take you a few days to travel that many leagues, so you can re-prepare each evening based on your choices for the day. Siegfried, go ahead and roll me another survival check.
At advantage again?
Yeah.
If I'm using cloud shapes? Okay.
I assume you're doing all that stuff, yeah. Yeah, someone else was about to say something? Ooh, nice 10.
Nope. I'm good.
Alright.
Here we go.
23. Another great roll. Make another day of good time. There is a brief storm about mid-afternoon of this day. Lasts for about 40 minutes of torrential downpour. But after that, it abates and you can continue travel relatively comfortably.
Cool. And just in case it needs to be mentioned, I'm gonna be every time we come to a rest, I'll be using Druidcraft to check the weather.
Okay. The next weather, where you're currently resting, is cloudy, and rain, and sun, and wind. You get the weather for your location for the next 24 hours, but there's a lot of different weather that happens in one space in the jungle in a 24-hour period. So it's not quite the most reliable here as it would be like in Elderthorn, or like walking across the plains north of the Pinwood, where weather patterns don't change with such rapidity. But it's helping to some extent.
Yeah, and part of it too, I think Siegfried is just trying to learn as much about this area as he can. So he might just, even though it might not help with the camping, he's just writing down the weather patterns.
Why are you rolling Wiz 10? You just click on it.
I'm sorry, what?
Why are you rolling Wisdom?
That was a mistake.
Okay. It's like you don't have to save
I'm
against
wrong
Druidcraft.
No.
Oh, good. Okay. Give me another survival check for the third day of travel. Difficult for the jungle.
I'm gonna roll Wheel and Woe again in case I need it. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting to do it. That is Wheel.
Woe.
No, Woe. Okay.
Odd as well. They both have O's.
Yeah.
Pretty good still. Pretty good. Travel over this day is a little bit rougher. 10, especially with your heightened passive perception, along with the rest of you, bit by bit over the course of the day. Notice that the ground here there's a smell to it. It smells a little bit more sulfurous than other parts of the space you've been traveling through. Trees here are a little bit thinner. They're a little bit more wiry and give you the sense of sort of emaciated bones with flesh stretched over them. It's unnerving after traveling through such a lush and healthy jungle for the 2 previous days. You gather you're getting somewhat close based on the smell, and about mid-afternoon, you get a glimpse through a thinner part of the canopy of these mountains. Not quite mountains, they're more mounds that rise a few hundred feet above the jungle up ahead of you. And this form a very lazy sort of C shape that's pointed, that opened towards the east. Together, this is the space that you expected to arrive at. About an hour before sunset, 10, who I believe now has the highest passive perception, you notice tracks in the soil of wagons and hooves of beasts of burden. You've come across a particularly wide section of trail. Maybe it was a game trail at one point. Parts of it have been cleared away as you sort of take in the space They drew the tracks drew you in, but you see part of the jungle has sort of been clear cut for tracks and to lead through the space.
Can I investigate and see how old these tracks might be?
Certainly, that'll be a survival check, please. The tracks themselves are fresh-ish, based on the weather patterns that you've experienced through the jungle. They can't be very old, otherwise they'd be washed away by the sudden and brief rainstorms different parts of the jungles get. And the cut leaves and ferns and other plants on either side of this trail, it's sort of been widened so these carts and draft animals can pass through. They're still alive. They've not decomposed into the forest floor or been collected by scavenging herbivores or anything like that. So probably in the last 5-6 days at most. At least that's when you suspect these tracks were cut in.
I relay that information.
Hmm.
This doesn't fit the description of a king's road, like Umaran said, right?
Doesn't appear to be anything regal about it.
I say we follow the tracks.
Passive perception.
Yeah.
Can I make an estimate as to how many came through? Like how
Certainly.
big the group was?
Yeah. That'd be a straight intelligence check, I would say. I've adjusted your passive as well. You're up to 22 passive wisdom.
Can I
Also, go at that.
help her out
Sure.
with that?
You can make your own roll.
Sure.
Tough to say. There's a lot of draft animal tracks, and you are able to find 3 different widths of wheels that have been sort of dragged through the ground here, or rolled through the ground. So you get at least 3 different types of carts or wagons or wheelbarrows or anything like that. 3 different types of them, and maybe 5 to 6 different kinds of draft animals, and smaller tracks which appear maybe to be livestock of some sort, maybe goats or sheep or something of that manner, that have been driven along with the other things moving through this space.
Well, shall we follow it? Perhaps it's a headway to a settlement.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have some ale.
We have a one-track mind, Devin.
A simple mind.
Just wanted to make sure, those of you who took Duff, that'd be Dunnan and Hellerast, did you both update your maximum hit point tracker as well on the side of your
Yeah.
By 14. Yeah. 14 hit points.
putting it in your bonds? Well done. And remember, the tokens bug out sometimes.
I'm actually still deciding. I haven't picked one yet.
All good.
Sorry.
No worries. That's fine. You're following the tracks?
I think so.
Okay.
But why don't we be stealthy about it? I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. I'd like stealth checks from the group, please. You have a +10 bonus. A necessary +10 bonus.
So I am technically
Thank
concentrating.
God.
Noted. Yeah, that's for an hour.
Okay.
Yep. 19, 23, 24, 13. 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one check.
There you go.
Clonk,
There you go.
clonk.
20. Solid. Dunnan, even Dunnan's a little bit quieter than usual. The soft ground is helping.
Clonk.
Sort of has to remember to hold his weapon. And add the hammerhead that he's carrying in the back and wrapping it in some fabric so it doesn't clunk against the back of his armor. You follow this trail carefully for the next hour as night starts to fall and it gets a little bit easier to try to be quiet. Well, not quiet, but unseen as the shadows continue to cling to you even more effectively. About 2 hours into the journey. Siegfried, do you reset Pass Without Trace to keep it going?
Yes.
Okay.
That's another spell slot, correct?
Yeah, just mark off another spell slot.
Yep.
2 hours into this trek, I think Willem has the best dark vision. He'll point it out to the group of you, but he'll see it first. The rest of you will see it very quickly afterwards. A glimmer of light up ahead, as it looks like the road that has sort of been haphazardly cut into the jungle in a fairly straight path, leads to the base of these mounds, which are like domed sections of rock. There's not a gentle curve that these follow and sort of meld into the ground. These are like outcroppings, boulders of impossibly large size that have been worn down over time. They don't look like volcanoes you've seen in the past, but you're not sure what type of geological feature has caused these things here. This camp that you see up ahead of you is set, and there's torches casting the light and spilling out through this space. It's probably, from your distant spot, you see maybe 20, 25 individuals milling about, humanoid and firm, too far away, and not the right light. You're getting more silhouette than anything else to sort of tell what races these individuals are. Did you get closer?
I asked Aeolus, what should we do?
I mean, we came this far.
Oh, no point in turning back now.
No, but possibly the quietest of us should go up ahead.
I'm happy to help scout. They may not be looking up to the skies. And I have dark vision as well. I can see fairly well in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And do you have those owl feathers that are really silent?
I do.
Yeah.
All right. So 10, you take airborne and try to get a owl's eye perspective.
Yep.
Okay. Do you roost somewhere, or do you do like a circle over the camp?
I'm gonna do a circle over the camp.
Okay. Make me a perception check, please, and a stealth check. This is specifically doing something other than sneaking around. That's why I'm asking for the new stealth check. Okay. Silently, you take off and get a good sort of lazy circle, about 80 feet, 90 feet above the camp. Careful to track where the moon is at this point in the western sky, so that way you don't silhouette yourself against it. You slowly do this rotation, gazing down at a lot of quite large individuals down beneath you. You've not seen this race of humanoids previously, except for the one Goliath you travel with, Siegfried. You also catch some a few tidbits of conversation with your perception check. You hear on thing. Keep watching. There we go. You hear there we go. The conversation that you catch goes thusly in Orcish. We don't get back to Karad soon. It's gonna be our hides that get tanned. Trust me, we'll find it for her. It's not gonna be an issue. But we're running out of people to send in. It's getting more dangerous. Dangerous or not, she said we need it to get to... Conversation cuts off there. Do you get closer to hear more? Or do you circle back to the group?
I'm gonna try to sneak a little closer.
Okay.
Where are they located in the camp? Are they closer to the outskirts of it?
More towards the interior. There's a campfire, pretty massive campfire, about 10 feet in diameter. That's been set up, and there's a few spits roasting. And these are two individuals that are speaking while working these spits. It looks like they've caught a wild boar and are roasting it. And they're having this conversation while working on that. So, you circle slightly lower. Make me another 2 checks, please. Perception and stealth. Nice. Cool. Great perception roll. Stealth getting a little bit worse. You're trying to keep an eye on the moon and sort of rotate your head to watch that, and then quickly rotate back to try to see if you can read them. There's still a little bit too much in shadow for you to accurately read their lips, but you are able to catch more of their conversation. I don't know why we're going after some stupid rock. She said we need it for something, some alignment, whatever. We're gonna get it. Not an issue. If we need more people to go in, we'll have a runner go back to Karad and bring more slaves. Not a big deal. The other individual speaking. Yeah, it's just ominous in there, though. I don't want to go in. I mean, the last person we sent in came back out screaming bloody murder. The other person interrupts. The first one interrupts him. Yeah, bloody murder, whatever. She went back in, she hasn't come back out. Maybe she's succeeding, maybe she's dead. The conversation then turns to seasoning of the wild boar as they start picking off pieces. Presently, more people come to congregate as the meal is starting to be had, and people are involved in that rather than talking.
I decided to leave because there's more people closer to the fire, and I'm not going to get any more good information.
They are all sufficiently distracted with the meal that you're pretty sure none of them notice you silently glide away back towards the trail where you know your companions are.
I land gently and ruffle my feathers. They look like him, and I point to Siegfried.
Oh,
Siegfried looks a little shocked. You sure?
I nod. It seems like they're after something. They have been bringing slaves to send into somewhere. Some sort of ominous, I think, cave. And people haven't been coming back.
They might be looking for the same thing we are.
It's like we can take over that shop.
They described it as a rock that they needed for some sort of alignment.
A rock.
We are looking
Oh.
for a rock as well. Do you think it's safe to approach the camp?
Mm. 10 hesitates. They've been sending slaves in, and they're running low on people. I think they may. It's a kind of a hit or miss. Either they react negatively to us, or we might be able to be recruited, I guess, offer our services to retrieve the stone, but they would want it as soon as we get out. So we'd end up in a fight either way.
True.
Oh, we can procure the rock and then keep it to ourselves.
Why don't we try and find the cave ourselves?
Yeah.
It has to be near here if they're camped here.
Well, either way, we're gonna find some slaves in there, right? Because you just said they were sending in some slaves.
And they haven't come out yet.
Hmm.
Apparently the last one that came out was screaming bloody murder.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not sure if that's even the Potmal stone. Could be something else. Remember these green stones we found at this weird mine? Gives me flashbacks to that.
Could be a lot of things.
We could free the slaves, though, maybe. Maybe they would know more.
Well, either way, we are going into that cave, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Was there any mention of where the cave is? Did you see an entrance?
I shake my head. I can go look for an entrance to a cave if you'd like.
Hmm.
I was focused on the camp.
How long away is nightfall?
It is night already. You're an hour and a half into darkness. Or about an hour into darkness. It is night
If
right
you're
now.
if you're confident enough that you can make it unseen,
The night is the best time for that.
well, and not everybody agreed.
I can't think of anything else.
Besides approaching, yes.
Yeah.
We'll
This
wait
seems
for
like
your
a
return here.
bit-
Alright, then we'll wait for you here.
Okay. If I'm not back by sunrise, don't wait for me. Figure out a second plan.
I'm gonna pick apart this whole camp if we're not back within the hour.
Nod and I ruffle my feathers and take off.
Okay. Make me another perception check, please. Yeah, Ayla's.
If that's whenever I hit a creature. Never mind.
Please don't hit me.
No, because
10. I'm moving you to a map. Give it a sec to load. It'll take a sec. And you should be at the bottom of it. Once it loads. Takes about 20 minutes, 10. To you follow the rock wall along, and you find a series of braziers that have been seemingly previously lit, but have been allowed to sort of burn down to embers. And 2 guards off to your left of where your token is positioned, that are currently snoozing. You are stealthy enough to alight upon the ground and sort of look around. You can see a stone door in front of you that's just barely ajar. And you can move your token anywhere along, left or right, along the bottom of this map if you'd like.
The map is just showing as black for me.
Hold on. No, it's not. all the way down to the bottom. Do you see your token now?
1 sec. There. Okay. Yeah. I think. I don't see my token, but oh, never mind. I'm just zoomed out way too far.
Yeah, you're very small.
I'm very small.
So you believe this to be the entrance of which they were speaking, based on the positioning of these steel braziers and the 2 guards who've let the braziers go out and are currently napping or sleeping.
Okay. Do I see any slaves nearby? Or is it just the 2 guards?
You just see the 2 guards at the moment. And they're
Oh,
both
okay.
nodding off, sort of leaned against the sort of stone wall, this domed rock that you're next to sort of forms.
Are there any crags or crevices in the zone area that I can kind of tuck myself into and wait and observe the changing of the watch?
Certainly. Off to your right-hand side, maybe what lulled the guards to sleep, is a small little trickle of a waterfall right here.
Mhm.
So you can sort of tuck yourself. There's some vines up at the top. You can sort of tuck yourself into the vines up there if you'd like. Right there.
Okay.
20 minutes pass. There's no change in guards. 10 minutes pass. You don't hear any voices coming. You're not sure if they're supposed to change out or not.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you, 10's been gone almost an hour at this point. What are you doing?
Restraining Dunnan.
Restraining. Is she coming back?
Give her a chance. Give her a chance.
Okay.
Did we make our way her direction?
I don't want to blow her cover if she's hiding.
Yeah, no kidding.
I give her like 30 minutes more.
Okay. I'd like you all, other than 10, to make a Constitution saving throws, please.
This is where we have our fun.
You get a +4 if you're within 10 feet of me.
I probably still fail.
Okay.
13.
And Helleras, need one from you, please.
Yeah, I know.
Which I don't think you're gonna fail it. Period. Because of proficiency, your con bonus, and Dunnan. Yeah, you have a +8.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. Aeolus, you gain a level of exhaustion. You traveled all
Yes, where we
day,
live.
and now you are tense. You are on edge and sitting still. So not only is your adrenaline like constantly pumping, your muscles are sore from the hike at this point. So you have exhaustion.
I mean, worst comes to worst, I can always walk in there as an old man, and they would throw me in a cave.
Just a slave.
All right. Back to 10. You sit, you watch, you observe. And there's no one coming to relieve these guards. They're just sleeping.
Okay. I'm going to leave my roost and fly back to the group.
Okay.
Where we can move closer and then observe.
About an hour, 45 minutes since she's departed. 10 returns.
Finally.
I
Took
found
you
the
long
exit.
enough.
They have guards stationed. I was waiting to see if they had any sort of a shift or change in the guard. They were both napping when I was there.
Yeah, this could be your chance to get in unnoticed.
Let's go.
How far away? Come on, Elos. Resting time is over.
Yeah, it'll probably take you about 40 minutes to lead them through the jungle together.
Okay.
around the camp.
Wanted other chance.
All right, let's do it.
I need a stealth check from everyone as you creep along.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace again. And,
Noted.
I am going to cast Dark Vision on myself as well, but I have to use a 3rd level slot for it.
Noted. Okay.
Beat rolls.
There you go.
I'm antsy.
Okay. Great rolls. Very carefully undone, but overall party remarkably stealthy.
Be expected.
One by one creep along outside the edge of the camp, staying clear of the light. 10, you have to sort of dart up above the shallow canopy here every now and then to check your heading. Not an issue though. About 45 minutes pass. It is getting close to time when the rest of that camp seems to be bedding down for the evening by this point. And it's getting quieter, requiring you to be quieter. But your Pass Without Trace helps significantly there. Presently, the group of you all arrive to the spot 10 had previously scouted. Give the map a second to load. It will take a moment.
This is a huge ass map.
Jeez.
I'm going to try to shift ping you all down to the bottom.
Tiny, tiny.
We see the guards.
The guards are over here by the one brazier that all of them, the embers are barely glowing at this point. They're almost extinguished. The guards are still snoozing happily. Dunnan, you pick up the distinct smell of alcohol.
It seems like they were having fun.
Let's go
What would I
through.
give for a cup of ale?
Let's just get through while we have the chance.
Where on the map are the
They're by this
Just
brazier
walking.
on that corner.
Okay.
Spencer, I don't think I have vision right now, but I think it's probably because I normally don't have dark vision.
Yeah, that is correct. Dark vision gives you 60 feet.
Let me ping the spell. I believe so.
You should be able to see now.
Yes, I can.
So the guards, I'll use the ruler. Guards are in these spaces right here. They're just seated, leaning against the wall. Looks like they drank their fill and are napping it off.
I tell 10, do you see any sort of tripwire or anything like that? Any alarms?
Give me 1 second. First, I want to. I want to cast silence, a ball of silence around the guards, so that they can't hear us, and we.
Noted. Yep. Concentrating. I believe that lasts 10 minutes. They are. Their snoring goes from relatively unintrusive to gone, and you can just see them sort of shifting every now and then as they snore. But that's it.
And then as a second level 1 spell, I'm going to cast Find Trap.
Okay. Go ahead and drop Find Traps into chat for me, please. Okay, instantaneous range. Okay. I think this is one of the spells that I hate how they designed it.
So it can tell me if a trap is present, but it can't tell me where the trap is.
Correct. You do not detect any traps present within anywhere that you have line of effect to. So not the door, not the braziers, not the guards.
Okay.
Yeah. If
I don't
safe that
see-
there's, at the very least,
and
at the
they have-
moment, no traps.
I don't sense any traps, and they can't hear us now, so let's go.
All right.
Right. Let's go.
Wrong button.
Okay.
This really reminds me of Out of the Abyss. What is it called?
So,
Anni-
are you going up and opening the door, Dun?
I'm waiting for everybody to come up there, and then
I'm gonna leave
Get
Willem's token in here
ready.
for now, but we'll assume Willem is traveling with you as well.
get ready. I'm gonna open the door.
You have 15 minutes left on
Yeah.
Pass Without Trace. 10 minutes.
It's Emma.
Okay. Let me grab descriptions. So many descriptions. Okay. You peer into a room of cut dark stone with vaulted ceilings about 15 feet in height. To either side, as you peer within, you see alcoves. Looks to be stone sarcophagi that are cracked, broken, and open. There are 2 columns in the center supporting this space. On the far end of the corridor, or the far end of the room, I guess, you can see 2 sets of staircases, both descending. Now, just an
Oh, I
FYI,
see.
as you guys proceed inwards, so I have dynamic lighting set up, and all of the dynamic lighting barriers will block your movement. If you need help moving your token around something, just let me know, because there are narrow sections as well that it might not like your tokens. So. As Dunnan, you step forward, a voice booms out throughout the space. Just laughing, cackling. It lasts about 30 seconds and then fades. Good call on the silence.
That's not great.
Can I close the door behind me when we get in?
Certainly.
Yep, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, seems like a very funny person is living here.
I think that was the alarm. Good thinking, 10.
At the base of the stairs, Dunnan, is a door. It looks like it swings inward away from you. There's no landing. It's just stairs into the door. And there's 6
I'm gonna
alcoves or
take a look
sarcophagi.
at that.
Are there any bodies in the sarcophagi?
Take a look. There is remains of a few bones, but nothing complete. Make a history check for me.
Could I do like a nature and medicine check to try and identify the type of creature in there?
Certainly. Go for it. Be nature.
You said history for me.
Yeah, history for you, please. Yes. Those of you who were waiting for 10, you can also gain the benefits of a short rest. FYI, you were waiting for more than an hour. Not enough bones to tell Siegfried. There's too many parts missing that you would need to accurately tell. 10. Your best guess is this is the entrance. It might have been looted at one point, based on the damage to these, but you're not quite sure.
Okay.
We're ready to continue.
As ready as we'll ever be.
I don't think this place is trapped if they were sending in and out some slaves. as he goes and opens the door.
Okay. Go ahead. You can. I believe you can open that one as well. You find a room with a series of alcoves along the far end and what looks to be off to the left. As far as you're not sure how deep they go. You step forward and you feel your foot depress a wide stone platform. I need a dex save and a con save against poison from you, please.
Can I impose my shield? The shield master? For this? Doesn't matter. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Sounds good.
The streak continues.
Yeah, you have advantage on the con save, but you saved anyway. You are not poisoned for the next hour. You do take damage as you depress. There's this hiss as gas floods into the chamber from either side of you, and the alcoves up ahead. There's the pings of darts being fired, and you are struck by a number of the darts. You are struck by 6 darts, taking 6 points of damage.
Jesus.
One.
Are they magical?
No, it's 1 damage each.
Right.
It's not 36 damage. You take 6 total after everything. But you are not poisoned. You weren't quite quick enough to cover your mouth, but the poison seems like it might have lost its efficacy over time. You're able to resist that.
Instinctively jump back. Well, I was wrong about the traps, I think. Are there any corpses on the floor around?
There are. There's 7 corpses within this room.
Not decomposed.
No, they seem to be in relatively fresh condition. Make me a history check, please.
Gun and strong suit. Sweet.
You're not sure what these creatures are. They look humanoid-ish, but they look like they're part hyena.
Can someone smart come up here, please?
I fly forward, but do not ever land.
Be careful.
I
Not
tell
putting my feet on the ground.
I tell Aeolus you might want to help Dunnan as well.
You take a glance in 10. You can make a history check as well. Much better. 10, you know what these creatures are. It's one of the few types of creatures that you've at least seen in your time prior to leaving Hollow. These are gnolls. They're generally considered a nuisance, and are likely to raid less protected villages, but they're all dead. They are wearing rags. They have
Can I
no
make
gear.
a medicine check to see if they're dead by poison?
Certainly. Get closer. Make me a medicine. Thank you. It looks like they are.
Okay.
You see needles sticking out them in some places, but it looks like none of them were particularly grievous wounds. Most of them have sort of blackened veins running up and down their necks as you sort of part their fur in places to sort of get a feel on everything.
I look at Dunn. I say, "What did we learn about bodies on the ground?"
We don't touch them.
You don't step into a room with a bunch of dead people on the ground, Dunnan.
I didn't see any bodies when I stepped in.
Maybe look before you walk.
Normally, yes. But I'm low on ale, so I'm running on half power here.
Gas tank.
How are you low on ale?
You have the endless decanter, don't you?
No,
that's
not ale. Not yet.
No. We haven't had any breaks, man. Oh, alright, so what
We
now?
just sat down for an hour.
Do we...
What? I take the lead. since I'm not having any issues with the darkness, and I won't trigger traps by stepping on them.
My guest. You and your birdie wings. Ooh.
As she's talking,
Mhm.
Aeolus just defiantly moves towards this door and is
Okay.
just going to check to see if it's locked or if it's trapped in any way.
Sure, make me an investigation check.
Ah, my pointer.
10. As you fly about the room, you see all of the alcoves were designed to just carpet the entire area in darts. When the trap was triggered, there's no way out of this room.
All right. I head back. So this is a dead end.
Aeolus, while she's
Oh.
flying about the room, not trapped, not locked.
Aeolus is going to wait to have eyes on everyone before he opens up the door.
Sorry, guys. I have to hop off a little early. I need to pick someone up from the train station.
All good, Siegfried.
Okay.
See
Sure.
you next week.
See you next week.
Drive safe.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. You see eyes on everyone, Aeolus.
Alright, I'm gonna open the door slowly.
You peer inside. There are no bodies. You see another cavern. There's no supports in this area. It doesn't seem like it maybe merited it with its width. It is kind of dark stone, similar to the others, and tiled. Edges of the tile are starting to break and fracture through age, presumably, but it appears to be an empty cavern, or empty chamber. It does proceed into a natural formation further out towards the edge of your vision.
Alright, I will wave everyone in, and I will... Was I close enough to see Kanin trigger the trap in the previous room?
Yeah.
I'm going to investigate the other side of the door.
Alright, give me an investigation check. This 10 is caught up with you now. Seems fine.
Yeah, guys, this is fine. Just step in. I
Does
will-
a 26 hit you?
Yep.
There's a clunk as your foot lands on a small pressure plate that was disguised as part of the rubble of one of the corners of the tile here. And there's a thunk as a dart sticks into the side of your neck. You take 1 point of damage.
Oh, not so easy,
I-
Mr. Smartass, no?
I am going to try to hide the pain and go, what? What are you talking about?
Hmm.
Roll
Did I
deception
see?
roll deception.
That roll inside?
I would say disadvantage, but you already have disadvantage. He's hiding the pain as the needle's still sticking out of the side of his neck as he turns to look at you, Don.
You
I know.
have something on your neck there, Mr.
I-
Smartass.
I don't know what that's talking about.
Mhm. Sure.
It's just the one. point
Maybe we
damage.
should disarm the traps. Do we have somebody skilled enough to do that?
That is one thing I am not versed in, but I can attempt unless Ken, you're able to disarm traps.
I'm good at sensing them. I haven't really had to disarm a whole lot. I'm gonna
I
fly
can
into the
try
room.
my best.
As you take a first step, Aeolus, you feel that the trap, the pressure plate, doesn't re-engage. Seems like it was a one and done.
There, it's disarmed.
That's one way to do it.
I, again, think maybe I should take the lead, because that's 2 of you that have not noticed traps and walked right into them.
I mean, If you would like to take the lead, that's fine. I was just checking the door if it was trapped.
I
And
start
missed the
flying
obvious map.
10 up ahead of you, you see that the cut walls of the cavern turn into natural rock formations, although the floor is still tiled.
I'm gonna keeping an eye out for any floor tiles that look suspicious or potential holes in the walls that might hold darts or things that would fly forward.
Okay. Make me a perception check, please, as you proceed. And I'll ask when I need another one. Noted. 20. Nothing seems untoward from the natural transition in the cavern.
All right. Everyone, come on. That seems safe.
And on the note of it seems safe, I think we'll pick up there next session.
As Tannen presses another plate.
Chiclunk.
Chink.
Yeah. Massive map. I hope it's loading all right on everybody's computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Try to be as minimal as possible with all of the stuff on there, but pretty big. Big space. Skipped all the people outside. It's like, no, we don't want to talk to Goliaths the first time Cjbeards ever seen them in his lifetime. No, we're gonna skip them all and go inside.
I mean, if he wanted to speak to them, he would have spoken up, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I proposed a plan and everybody agreed, so.
I know, first time for everything. Jeez.
Were the guards also Goliaths?
Yeah, they're all Goliaths.
Huh?
Oh.
Well, they will be there when we come back.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Good call in the silence there, though. That was solid.
Yeah.
'Cause that magic mouth would have woken them up.
I cast it because I thought Kim's character would struggle with the stealth part with the heavy armor.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about an alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Helleras and Dunham both wear heavy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was
We
concerned about, which is why I guess I
Yeah.
But I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad.
And you damaged my armor. I just got it.
I know.
I'm sad.
I was working on that stat block. I was like, man, this is gonna be rough. Your shield's damaged too, Dunham, by the way.
It's magical, isn't it?
Your shield?
It's that one. Yeah,
What-
I got that one. It's that shield glove, or is it magical?
What magic enchantment is on your shield?
It retracts by itself. Isn't that magical?
Oh,
Or
your
is it-
your pauldron one?
Yeah, that glove that just
Uh,
with a free action I can summon the shield or make it appear.
You're correct.
Is
that
that magical?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yes, you are correct. So your shield is not damaged.
So
Cool.
wait, so what does that bring your AC down to 18?
Yes.
I was being a smartass. That hurt.
Yeah.
I worked hard for that 19, man, and Spencer just took it away with just
Yeah.
With a puff of black gas.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Three. If you get hit by 3 of them, your armor's destroyed.
Oh shit.
So,
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
nobody
man.
wants to.
It didn't recharge
Nobody
enough.
wants to see a naked Dunnan, man.
Make it.
I mean, you wear something underneath your chainmail part of your suit, I would imagine.
You would assume. You would assume.
Your
That
natural.
explains why he's always in the mood for ale. It just hurts.
Is it at all possible to repair that using magic?
The armor? It
Yeah.
can be. It needs a forge and a skilled steelsmith to repair it. It's outside of the realm of like basic stuff like mending, but greater magics might also be able to help with it.
Okay.
I think there's I believe it's called creation or something like that. There's a spell that lets you use raw materials and then refocus those raw materials into something that could repair multiple pieces of gear at the same time.
Hmm.
Mostly though, with just expensive because amber braids isn't cheap.
One blacksmith in your town.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Far